listening to the Daily Yogi Podcast. Every weekday, I'll share timeless yogi wisdom in bite-sized relatable lessons you can apply immediately to help you expand your perspective on life. Oskar Schindler, a German industrialist and member of the Nazi Party, arrived in occupied Krakow in 1939 seeking fortune amidst the chaos of war. He saw an opportunity for profit in a newly occupied territory. He took over a rundown enamelware factory that had previously belonged to a Jewish owner. His initial goal was profiting from cheap Jewish labor and his Nazi connections. Using his charm and bribing high-ranking German officers with contraband goods, Schindler secured numerous army contracts and expanded his business rapidly. He cleverly maneuvered through the complex wartime economy, aided by the advice of a Polish-Jewish accountant named Isaac Stern. By the end of 1942, his business had grown into a massive enamel and ammunitions production plant, employing almost 800 people, of whom 370 were Jews from the Krakow ghetto. As Schindler witnessed the escalating brutality of the Holocaust, his conscience awakened. He stopped using his wealth, charm, and connections to build his empire and started using them to protect his Jewish workers from deportation to death camps. Through elaborate bribes, dangerous negotiations, and carefully forged documents, Schindler created a haven within his factory. He labeled his Jewish workers as essential to the war effort, knowing that this designation meant the difference between life and death. When his workers were threatened with deportation to Auschwitz, he relocated his factory to Brunlitz, Czechoslovakia, spending his entire fortune to protect them. The transformation was profound. The man who once saw Jewish workers as mere instruments for profit now spent sleepless nights arranging their safety, risking his life repeatedly to shield them from the Nazi machinery of death. His famous list ultimately saved 1,200 Jews from almost certain death in concentration camps. Humans can change. This is true. There's always potential for change deep in our bones. Schindler's journey from self-interest to selflessness demonstrates how consciousness can evolve even in the most challenging circumstances. The shift was real. It was palpable. He stood as a testament to moral courage. By the war's end, Schindler was broke. He had spent his entire fortune on bribes and black market supplies to keep his workers alive. He died in 1974 nearly penniless, but he was reaching something else: the gratitude of those he saved and their descendants, who today number over 7,000, and the satisfaction of knowing he did the right thing. In the face of systematic evil, individual acts of courage and compassion can make a difference. His grave in Jerusalem bears a simple inscription from the Talmud: "Whoever saves one life saves the world entire." If this episode gave you something to think about, please leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening. On Apple Podcasts, go to the show homepage, scroll down to the rating sections, then tap Write Review. On Spotify, go to the show homepage, tap the three dots, select Rate Show, and choose your stars. Reviews signal to the algorithm that this podcast is worth promoting and help new listeners discover the show. Thank you. Your support means a lot and goes a long way. And as always, take this reflection into the silence, and I'll see you next time.